So, shall we squeeze in that last question?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Who would like to read?
I don't mind. If no one else.
Not seeing anyone else. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So the page 30, the Roman numerals. And coming to terms with the incorporation of disease, struggling to overthrow the internal colonial and pro-racist loyalties, color, hue, hair, caste, with the household power, perversities engaged in under the guise of personal relationships, accommodation to and collaboration with self-ambush and amnesia and murder, and coming to grips with those false awakenings too that give us ease as we substitute the militant mouth for radical politics, delaying over true coming of age as committed, competent, principled combatants. A, interested in what you make of this quote. I think what she is speaking here is a work of coming to clarity of politics that I acknowledge, that acknowledges the distractions and lessons. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys, my paper cut off here. Hold on. Let me read it again.
It's okay, we can help you out.
Interested in what you make of this quote, I think what she is speaking to here is the work of coming to a clarity of politics that acknowledges the distractions and lenses, keeping our personal vision of politics muddled. And B, how's the reading of the book have been part of our collective journey as a circle supported a clarity to your politics as it relates to feminism, racism, and oppression? Wow. Great question. You did that, Leonie, like the youngsters say, you marked that.
I like marked up so many things in this book because like I wish that I had it, known of it, and read it when I was younger, because I've been complaining my whole life about white feminism.
Not the first.
I'm just like, if I hear one more thing from these Gloria Steinem loving, blah, blah, blah. So I just like marked up this thing. Honestly, I was just like, I'm only doing 4 questions because.
Yeah.
Anyone want to kick off this particular discussion?
I'll be honest. I love this. I love how Barbara brings this to us, and I keep thinking about the lesson, her short story, and wow, Barbara's just fire. But I'll be honest, you all. I mean, here's just a slight aside. I got caught up in the semantics here because I'm trying to differentiate or understand how Barbara differentiates the radical from the militant, right? So because, and I think I've been like sitting with that question and sleeping on it, anticipating, you all kind of shedding light, because for me, I guess the radical is the militant, or I don't know how to really take those two or unsettle those. My definitions are perhaps off, but I don't know the degrees of, how she says, substituting one for the other that gives us ease as we substitute the militant mouth for radical politics. I guess I need to go back anyway. And think
how I read that, Nicole?
Yeah, how are you reading?
I read the militant mouth as it's easy to talk shit. It's easy to scream out in pain, to you know, demand action now. Like what's going through my head now is Black Lives Matter. We got to do something right now.
Right.
And again, as I was talking earlier about not appreciating the complexity of a situation and therefore making mistakes, skipping
Yeah.
and ultimately not getting the job done. And the work of a radical politic, in my mind, is the work that gets the job done.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that question, the difference kind of lies in kind of what came in this idea that the militant would be to hold on to a perspective that is a Black perspective and not move toward. The radical is in forming connections with other people and other women, because that's not is what is expected. The militant is expected. This idea of it's very individualized, you know, it's not towards the collective or anger, it's only the
it's lashing out in anger.
Yeah, it's like it's and the radical vision is one around togetherness, right?
A solidarity, okay.
Yeah.
I think my framework though, I was thinking of the Panthers. And I'm like, but there was absolutely an engagement. It was an internationalist engagement, the Panthers, but I don't know anyone who wouldn't call them militant. So I see what you're saying, but I think so, but my trajectory is limited because if I'm only looking at the Panthers, if I look at kind of other militant moves, so yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be like the fact that the civil rights movement had a law was largely nonviolent would be a radical position as opposed to a militant one.
Right, absolutely. Still radical, yeah.
I think a lifetime commitment to the struggle is a radical
That's a positionality.
You know, I think it was Kim, you know, that was saying something earlier about, you know, we've seen these games before. It's like they keep running the same playbook.
Yeah.
And, you know, we know they're going to do everything possible to crush us, to break our connections, to kill us. You know, that's the playbook.
Right.
So given that, you know, or, you know, as you all have heard me talk so many times about the 500-year plan, how do you stay committed to a vision in the face of all of that?
That makes sense. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And even when I'm thinking through like what's radical about queer women of color and trans women, their visibility, that is always already engaged in a radical politics. So that does make sense. Okay, that has helped me a lot because I'll be honest, you all, and I do think is my framework because I kept thinking, well, the militant and the radical, but okay, that helps. Thank y'all.
I think for me, I need to look at this more as an umbrella with many spokes. That there are going to be issues that are Black and African American, and I need to be radical and militant in that space.
Yeah.
Then there are going to be opportunities where I need to move out of my own camp and move into the kitchen of somebody Filipino or Latino or a Latin person or whatever. But I cannot undermine, or I cannot think that because police officers are killing Black men and women, shooting them down dead, that the Black issue is identical to every other issue.
Right.
It is not. It is not. But that does not mean that I should fight the Black issue by myself. But if there is a day when I have to fight by myself, I am going to do that. So that for me, I am both radical and militant. And so
come on, Kim.
I like the idea of people of color, third world people having an umbrella where we all have a spoke in it. And this way, when the rains come and the storms come, we are all protected because there's no rip, there's no terror. But there's going to be times where there's an issue that when you look at the prison system, that y'all gonna have to have my back too. So all I'm saying is I think that this is a wonderful concept, and that we all look at how we got to be white and black to begin with, and you can kind of see that it's ludicrous.
Yes.
And to unpack that. But as we're unpacking that, if it's my son that's being shot at, then I need y'all to come down and be with me when I am protesting the fact that they're killing black bodies at a rate that they're not killing other bodies, other bodies of color. So there are a couple of nuances and differences, but ultimately my goal would be is we as we continue to work together, the differences may be in the eye of the oppressor, but not in the eye of our own agency.
Yeah, that makes sense, Kim. Kim, just come through, Kim. That was just like,
yeah.
bada bing, bada